This episode of the ResortLoop.com podcast is brought to you by Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company. Joffrey's is proud to be the official specialty coffee of Disney. Enjoy drinks and pastries at Joffrey's kiosks throughout the parks and check out the Disney Specialty Coffee Collection only at Joffreys.com.
Listen to me. Stay seated in your clamshell while I get to the bottom of this.
And you guys stick around and listen to the next episode of the Resort Loop podcast with Tim and Bob, or is it Bob and Tim? And I'll sit here stuck on the Little Mermaid ride at the Magic Kingdom. Roll 'em, guys!
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
We are now approaching the Contemporary Resort Hotel. If you are exiting and would like to reboard the monorail later today, please receive a hand stamp as you exit the platform.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott.
I'm Bob Collar.
And we are back after our individual and collective vacations. This is episode 225. I don't know what collective means, but... I just got off a cruise ship a few days ago. I'm still trying to get my leg speed up.
Well, as I told you prior to starting the record here, so far, Mojave Desert 2, Collar Van Air Conditioning 0. I
hope the show and myself did not jinx you.
I think you did, because I did hear you guys talking about that, you and Don on the previous shows, and I think I'm going to blame you guys for that. So,
that doesn't really help your payment of your said problem, but sorry about that. The Loopers and us we were all pulling for you.
I'll send you the bill. It'll be fine.
Oh, you can send it to me. I don't mind. I have a paper shredder here I use for my own documents. So.
Well, before we get going, we got to thank Fish Sean Woosley for that great show open. Speaking of getting stuck.
Oh, my goodness.
In Little Mermaid there.
Stuck underwater.
I hope he was able to hold his breath long enough.
I hope there was enough air in there. Does he have gills? He is Fish Sean Woo.
He is Fish Sean Woo, maybe. I don't know. But thanks, Sean, for that. And, hey, Tim, if others would like to do a show open, how could they do that?
If you'd like to phone it in, you can call it in at area code 414
WDW
Loop. And that'll get right to us. Or you can email, Tim at ResortLoop.com or Bob at ResortLoop.com or podcast at ResortLoop.com. Just send it in anyway. We'll take it.
There you go. We'll get that on. We love those show opens. Those are awesome.
We love them. Bob, before we get going, I have to share a message I got with Facebook with you.
Uh-oh.
This is from friend of the show, Miss Eileen Lawrence. She says, I want to tell you how much I enjoy listening to the podcast. Already, I love this lady. No. Only problem is, I listen as I'm going to sleep, and my laughing at you guys is keeping my husband up. She just listened to the Magic Kingdom quick service. He said he's glad it was only 17 minutes because I was laughing so hard. She goes, LOL. He is a listener also, so maybe we need to listen to the same one on the same night.
That's probably a good idea. Little speaker or something.
Exactly. You got to save on get on the same schedule.
I'm sensing a theme, though, Tim. We've got a friend of ours at work that listens to us as well as he's going to sleep. Are we putting people to sleep?
We're putting people to sleep. I don't know what it is. We're a cure for insomnia.
Yeah.
Put us
we'll start singing lullabies or something.
Oh, no, we're not going to sing.
You don't want to do your Lion King again?
Oh, no one wants to hear that. Oh, my goodness.
No?
That's somewhere in the show notes somewhere. But then I asked Eileen if I could share it. She said, sure. She wanted to let us know that her husband, Dave, is glad he started his Joffrey's coffee in the mornings after she's kept him awake.
Ooh.
He started purchasing it because of our podcast.
There you go.
She hopes to meet us someday, and she says they're from Buffalo.
Hey, Buffalo!
So they know a little bit about that lake effect snow.
Yeah,
a little bit more than us. They get quite a bit more than we do.
A little bit, yeah. So,
well, Eileen, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Dave, thank you for listening. Awesome.
Absolutely, and I hope everybody in Looper Nation was able to take advantage of that 2-day discount.
Oh, 30%.
That was awesome.
That snuck in under me. I was at sea.
Yeah, I was on the road and didn't get to get in on that one as well. But keep an eye. I did retweet that and did put that out on Facebook when I saw it and got it out as quick as I could. But if you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any of that stuff, we'll make sure you get those codes as quick as we get them. So before we get started as well, Tim, I have This Day in Disney History.
You do?
I do.
Okay.
This will kind of tie in with my trip. In 1956, Disneyland's Skyway to Fantasyland and Skyway to Tomorrowland began transporting guests across the park. How about that?
That is awesome.
How about that? And I was shocked by this one because I thought this was much earlier, but in 1963 at Disneyland, the Enchanted Tiki Room, the first attraction to feature audio animatronic figures, patented and first developed by Wet Enterprises, opened to the public.
Oh, right.
I thought that opened much earlier.
I would have thought so, too.
But no, nay.
You say nay.
1963.
Awesome. I love 1963.
So there you go.
Very nice.
You don't even remember 1963.
I used to have a car that was a 1963.
Did you really?
Oldsmobile convertible. I love that car. But yes, that's how I love that car, that year.
Oh, very good. Very good.
Anyway.
Tim.
Yes, Bob. I want to hear about... Well, let's get into this show. I want to hear about your vacation.
Well.
I know not all your vacation was actually Disney-centric this time.
No.
But you had a couple Disney elements, though.
We did have some Disney elements. Very disappointed, unfortunately, with everything that had gone on, all the things that we had to do. Most of you out there in Looper Nation know that I took a cross-country, drove from northeast Ohio to San Francisco with a few stops on the way, and then down to Disneyland in Anaheim with a few stops on the way, and then back home with a few stops on the way, including one at a auto mechanic to look at the air conditioning.
That wasn't so magical.
That was not. But I have to say this, and we don't usually do this, but I got a huge shout out. If anybody knows Matt Perez from Larry Miller Toyota in Albuquerque, New Mexico. A fantastic group of people. They got us back on the road, got us home with the repair that they made. I was so thankful and so grateful to those guys. So if anybody knows those folks over at Larry Miller Toyota Service Garage, they were spot on, fantastic. Did not gouge me, got me out of there very cheap and quick. And so thank you to them. But anyway, Tim.
That wasn't Larry Miller, the comedian, was it?
Who maybe.
Does he own a Toyota dealership?
Who knows?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know these things.
I'm going to look that. Let's go on with the show. I'm sorry.
You're going to look stuff up.
I'll look it up while you talk.
All right.
Which means I won't be listening.
Well, one of the things that I had wanted to do that we didn't get to do, unfortunately, and we're going to have Emily Hansa Hicks on because she did do this. We did not get a chance to get to the Disney Family Museum.
Oh yes,
in San Francisco. We were close. We were planning on going over there, and then a bunch of different things kind of happened that had us miss that, unfortunately. But we did get to go. Tim, are you ready for this?
I'm ready
to go for a tour of PIXAR.
I hate you. Show's over. Shut it down. No, awesome. I was so happy for you guys.
Now, keep in mind, folks, PIXAR, unfortunately, I would have liked to have had everybody with me on this because it was just such a magical and an incredible experience. Unfortunately, PIXAR doesn't do public tours, but we have some wonderful connections inside PIXAR, and they were happy enough to, or nice enough, I should say, to let me and my family take a quick little tour. They were very, very busy with Inside Out, getting that ready for release, and it showed all over inside PIXAR. In the Steve Jobs building, they actually have a Steve Jobs building.
Yeah,
and it's a beautiful campus, and this is going to make most people not want to go to work. Emeryville. It's in Emeryville, and I asked why in Emeryville to our friend in PIXAR, and she said, well, that's where most of the guys were kind of from. They didn't want to be down in the LA area. They wanted to kind of stay up in the San Francisco area, and they picked Emeryville because it was starting to get a resurgence of being a much nicer place, because there was a lot of factories and stuff, and so they decided on Emeryville, and it's a beautiful community. They're still having some issues with some, homeless folks, unfortunately, and things going on. But it's really starting to become a really, really nice community for young people. A lot of nice apartments over there, and they've got a nice mall going in. And but that's where, of course, PIXAR is located. As you first enter the PIXAR gate, the guard will ask you, who you're there to see, and they print out a nice little name tag for you. And the name tag we had, I don't know if these changed, but the name tag that we had the little alien guy from Toy Story. Alien guys.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. So, and on the bottom, it has your name on it, your contact's name on it, some sort of code and everything on it, and the date and all that. But at the very bottom, underneath that little guy, it says, it's a stranger from the outside, which I thought was very cool.
And I bet you were eternally grateful.
And I was eternally grateful. Huge parking lot. I was surprised at how big the parking lot was. I was expecting kind of a smaller area, but a big parking lot. We met up with our friend over there, and she gave us just a wonderful tour. You sign in, surprisingly enough, with an iPad.
Okay.
You have to agree to the no divulge thing and all of that stuff.
You've already broken that talking to us with the name tags, weren't you?
Exactly. But you are allowed to take some pictures. So I'm going to have some pictures up on the our Facebook page, and I'll probably write a little blog about it too and put the pictures up there. But
cool.
Very cool. As soon as you walk in, the main building, like I said, is the Steve Jobs building. Now, that's the building that they actually have a little food court there where you can eat, and everybody just kind of congregates there. And I guess the deal was Steve Jobs wanted a central place for everybody to just kind of congregate. So the story is he actually only had two bathrooms, a men's and a women's bathroom in the entire building in that area, because he wanted people to get out of their offices and talk as they even just went to the bathroom to get to and from the bathroom. So they have a few more bathrooms now, but that was the idea that Jobs had when he put it all together. And but as you walk in, they've got Mike and Sully, a huge full-size statues, I guess they would be, of Mike and Sully from Monsters, Inc. And then on the other side, they had Luigi and the other guy from Cars, the two cars from Cars. Up on the top, they had the entire Incredibles family up there. And it was so interesting being inside that building. And our friend was telling us that Steve Jobs had so much influence on that he actually picked out the rivets that were riveted into the steel beams that go throughout this facility. That's how much he was involved. But a beautiful brick building. It took him, I guess, the floors are just like the floors you'll see in an Apple store.
Oh, I've heard a lot about Steve Jobs. So hands-on that he picked the Apple Store tile, which is apparently the same thing. They're at PIXAR, from like a certain quarry at a certain place. I think in Italy, I believe.
Right.
Wow.
And the bricks, he had specific bricks. He because he wanted the whole area to look the same and yet inviting, but still. It's just a very, very cool building. Like I said, I'll have some pictures up. But as we took our tour, the influence of the new Inside Out, because that's the big one that they were getting ready for. They actually were getting that building prepared for a big party they were going to have for the release of Inside Out. But anyway, so you walk around and you see a lot of the artwork in that building. That's kind of like their finishing building. That's where any of the movies that are getting ready to be released, those movies go into this building, and that's where everything gets finished up. And they work on finalizing the storyboards and finalizing the artwork and how they're going to design it. And one of the things that they showed us was the character development of one of the characters in Inside Out, Envy, and whether she was going to be really mean or not mean, and or maybe it's anger. I can't remember. I got to go see the movie now. I'm very excited to see the movie. But very cool how they decided on the character development. They had her looking very ugly at first, and then it slowly developed into the character that you'll see when you go see the movie. And then we went outside. We took a few pictures inside, and there's a picture of me and my family as the Incredibles, which was kind of cool.
Oh, cool.
But then we went out the back, and they have a secondary building that is their kind of like their blue sky building, where anything goes. They'll talk about whatever it is, whatever kind of concepts they want to come up with, and they bounce those back and forth within meetings about what stories they want to present, what their next animation project is going to be. And then as it starts to develop there, when it's ready to go, then they ship it over to the Steve Jobs building for all the finishing touches. But here's the thing. This is what is going to make most of us crazy. As we were in the Steve Jobs building, here comes a guy on a scooter, just rolling through the building.
Oh.
Going from one place to another.
Okay.
We go outside, and they have right out in front of the building, they have, of course, the lamp, Luxo, and the big ball with the star on it.
Yes.
The PIXAR ball.
Uh-huh.
So they have big statues of that. And then they have a big grassy area that they've turned into a soccer field.
Oh.
So there were some of their employees out just kicking a soccer ball around. Just,
just hanging out.
Just hanging out.
Okay.
We walked a little bit more, and we passed of course, like everybody has at their work, the sand volleyball court.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I usually walk right by that.
Yeah. Then we walked past the perfectly, of course, the whole grounds are perfectly manicured, but the basketball court, with of course the logo of the PIXAR ball as the center,
of course,
and palm trees, edging it, which was it reminds you of work, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Then we moved.
Do they have vending machines that don't work?
No.
Oh.
I think everything worked.
That's
fine.
what I kind of remember.
Yeah. So then we go a little bit further, and again, this is on our way to the kind of the blue sky building, like I was saying, where our friend works. And as we're walking along, I glance over and, of course, past the Olympic-sized swimming pool.
Of course.
I'm not making this stuff up, folks. I'm just saying.
Do you know how I know you're not?
Huh?
Because I pulled it up on Google Maps. The satellite image. And right there next to the court is the big swimming pool.
The swimming pool.
The swimming pool.
And, like I said, the soccer field is there. And it's just, it is such a, it's such an easy place to be. And I can understand how those creative juices can just flow so easily, being in a place like that. A lot of folks tend to not even go home because it's so, they have a sauna there, I believe she said. full shower facilities. You could actually, and many of the animators do stay overnight because they start working on a project and they don't want to stop working on it. Once those creative juices flow, they want to keep going. And but it's just such a comfortable area to do that. Of course, at the end of our tour, and some of the stuff that we saw, like I said, some of it I can't talk about. There were areas that we were not allowed to take any pictures in, which was just very cool. And at the end of the tour, where do you suppose the end of the tour finished up?
I don't know. I can't even imagine.
Where does everything end up? Finish up at,
is there a store?
Disney and Pixar.
Is there a store?
Yeah, at the gift store, at gift shop.
That's awesome.
I'm not kidding.
Was there good stuff there?
They had very, very cool stuff in the gift shop. So and just reasonably priced stuff.
Really?
In the gift shop. It was very cool. And then we went over to the commissary, which is right in that center area of the Steve Jobs building, and we had a fantastic lunch, enjoyed ourselves, and I kept looking around trying to see if I could recognize anyone. Waiting, hoping that John Lasseter would walk through at any moment.
Yes, that'd have been cool.
Unfortunately, didn't see that. Saw a lot of guys with the Hawaiian shirts on, like John likes to wear,
right?
But not him. So
there were stunt doubles.
These folks, what's that?
Stunt doubles.
Stunt doubles. We heard callers here. We got to make sure that he might jump on Lasseter. Send a few stunt doubles out and see if he does anything stupid. But just a very when we watch Pixar films, and I would have to say 99% of them are fantastic films. It's clearly no wonder when you see the where these people get to work. It's no wonder that they are as brilliant as they are, coming up with such wonderful stories. And of course, you and I have heard so many great stories about John Lasseter and his helping the creative process along in Pixar and now at Disney. That it is a very, very cool place. I wish I could have taken everybody with me. Like I said, I'll post some pictures. Never wanted to leave. None of us wanted to leave.
Wow.
It was just that cool. So, that I guess is all I've got as far as Pixar goes. I will have some stuff to talk about with Disneyland on an upcoming show. Had a great time at Disneyland. A little bit different than the last time, by the way.
Really?
So I can't wait to talk about that. But Tim,
yes,
that is all I've got.
Well, I'm dumbfounded listening to that story. That is awesome.
I hope I wasn't rambling on.
No.
Sort of sense.
I want to go out there, but they probably won't let me in.
No, yeah. I did give them your name.
The heads up, yeah. It shows.
A photo of you. I said, "Don't let this guy in." Don't let this guy in.
Well, Bob.
Yes.
We just need to mention real quick about the Joffrey's contest.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
The Get Ready to Show Your Disney Side vacation giveaway.
Absolutely.
You could win a 5-day, 4-night grand prize vacation to the Walt Disney World Resort. It will include your hotel, airfare, theme park tickets, plus the coup de foie gras, the $50 Joffrey's beverage card for use for coffee and treats at Joffrey's kiosk throughout the Walt Disney World Resort.
Ooh, I'm going to try and win that.
Now, Bob, this last vacation, I'm not going to get into it too much. I didn't go into the parks this last time, but I did swing by the Joffrey's cart there at the Transportation and Ticket Center. Absolutely. Got a cup of coffee and a cookie. Yeah. I think it was still the 30th anniversary blend. Fantastic.
Oh, absolutely. But it's even better at the parks.
It is.
Yeah.
And there was a little thunder rumbling. It was starting to maybe kind of rain. The wind was kicking up. The palm trees were getting a little. And I'm just drinking my coffee in the lightning, having a good old time. Wow. It was actually in the distance. It was fine. But honestly, we need a looper to win this contest. So. Absolutely. And I was kidding, of course. We are not we're not eligible for this. No, we're not. But the loopers are. The loopers are. Absolutely. So get on that because it's going to be
fantastic. We would love for somebody, one in Looper Nation, to win that.
That would be awesome.
And, a lot of these contests, Tim, that we've talked about in the past, too, they're kind of small as far as the number of people that are eligible. I mean,
Exactly.
You got a better chance of winning something like this than like the big Disney contests.
Yeah, the huge one that they're promoting on the Disney Channel and ABC and all that.
Yeah, you got millions of people that are signing up for this. This, you probably only got, thousands.
Yeah, so just pop over to the Joffreys.com website, and you should have something pop right up to tell you all about the contest and where you can enter.
There you go. We'll have links, right?
We will have links as well, because we need our fellow loopers to win this.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Absolutely. And when are we going to hear about your cruise?
Next show, Don and I are going to do either our Disney vacation or the Disney cruise. We're going to break that up into a couple different shows. So look for that in the next couple shows. We'll get that out there.
I like it.
We're going to have a bunch of fun things to talk about. One word. Actually, it's 2 words. Might be 3 words. Washcloth Gate.
No.
So I don't know if that's 2 words or 3 words, how that works. But oh my gosh. If it wasn't funny, it'd be sad. But that's enough for now. Oh, Bob, that's all I got.
More stories. All right. Say what you say.
Everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott. You can find me on Twitter at ResortLoopTim. I did Periscope on this vacation a couple times too, Bob.
So did I. I'm
did
glad you brought that up, because I apologize to anybody who was, tweeting me during my Periscope. I didn't have my glasses on, so I couldn't read what anybody was saying while I was Periscoping.
Well, I could only do it in where I had Wi-Fi, because we were like 95% of our data.
Yeah.
And it was low on battery. I think one time I had like 8%. I'm like, let's just bleed the battery. Oh my gosh. Anyway, and you can also find us on the website, ResortLoop.com.
I'm Resort Loop Bob on the Twitter and Instagram. Don't forget Facebook.com/Resort Loop. We'll have some pictures of PIXAR up there for you.
Oh.
And where else can they listen, Tim?
You can always find us on the Stitcher. Everybody, thanks for joining us. We're thrilled to be back, and this is the Gateway to the Magic.
See you, everybody.
You have saved our lives. We are eternally grateful.